Hi folks, here you have a view of the upper pond, the leach field, and part of the wooded area. Today, I took a different path through the woods to check out some of the work done to deal with some unwanted neighbors and the damage that they're doing. No, I'm not referring to the beavers, I'm talking about two-legged vermin who are damaging the area around the pond. The problem in our tour today begins at point 1. It centers around two-legged rats riding ATVs, trespassing on our property, and using the leach field as their private recreation park. Their vehicles can do thousands of dollars of damage to the leach field, and despite the fact that the area is amply posted and we've confronted them twice, they have no respect for private property and have returned. We're working with the police to help catch them, but in the meantime, we're doing two things to protect the field. Yesterday, action was taken to prevent them from trespassing at all. They enter our property via about a 50-foot wide power line trail that runs for miles through the area. Previously, we've tried blocking their access to our trail with a fallen tree, split just enough to allow foot traffic. But they found a path past it. They come through the woods, across a small gully, up a bank to the left of a small bridge. The boulder you see here is part of yesterday's work. We scouted the immediate area and identified two additional paths into the property and blocked them with boulders as well. The other actions we're taking is at the leach field. Very shortly, we'll have 60 foot of chain link fence and gate installed at the entrance to prevent them from getting in. It's difficult to see here, but the woods, terrain, and numerous boulders form a protective barrier around the rest of the field. So now it's just time to wait and watch. So let's move on to a more pleasant topic and go to point 2 and check out the little cove near the new lodge. The beavers love this area because it's easily scouted and watched. It offers an ample supply of grass and small trees for food as well as large trees for dam building. Take a look down at the water. Do you see what looks like reeds? Well, take a closer look. They aren't really reeds. They're the remains of small trees that the beavers used as food last year. What you see here is natural recycling in action. Despite what many people might think, when beavers cut down trees, that's not the end of it. It's not the end of the tree. You can see here, they're all coming back as they sprout new growth. In short order, they'll grow enough for another beaver picnic. I think that's pretty cool. As I watched, I caught some movement on the bank and realized I wasn't the only one taking in the scenery. This little guy hung around long enough for me to get a few shots. After he left, I headed back to point 3, the road just over the culvert. Up until this point, I'd been using two different digital cameras, a little Canon A4 that I got years ago, which is simple point and click auto shoot, with limited features. And the other one is a more complex Canon S3IS, which was a gift from my son. I'm not a photographer, and for me, both cameras were simple to use. I set it for auto, pointed it, and shot. But now I'm motivated to learn more about the camera. I began experimenting with different settings, and at some point in time, I'll probably actually pick up the manual, but for now, it's hands-on exploration. I believe when everything else fails, then it's time to use the manual. One of the things I learned today was how to use the Stitch Assistant. This allows me to take multiple images and later stitch them together to create a panoramic view. I used it to stitch together two images to create a single image of the lower pond. I'd never been able to do that before. The low resolution on this video doesn't really do it justice, so if you click on the image below this video in the blog, it'll give you a better view. Well, that's it for today, and I'll have more for you soon.